Hello and welcome to Gabe in the Kitchen. Today we're going to be making a beautiful chocolate ganache.
No, brownie.
Today we're going to be making a beautiful fudgy brownie. We're going to make it as fudgy as we can. And we're going to use some of our leftover salted caramel white chocolate ganache. This is going to go to the solid cancer core team. First things first, we're going to start a bain-marie. And we're gonna slowly and gently melt our chocolate with our butter. If you chop everything up, it makes this process a lot faster, but you don't really have to. You can just chuck it all in there and just stir it. I should mention, you do want to prep your 8-inch square baking tin. You want to have a bit of a lip when you line it with your grease proof, and you want to line all the sides so it makes it a lot easier to get your brownie out.
Sugar dark and deep, a secret I will keep.
Now once everything's dissolved and nice and hot, I'm just going to sift our cocoa powder straight in there because I want to bloom it. And this only blooms when it's in hot liquid. So technically you can do it with hot water, but do it straight into your melty mixture and all will be well in the world. And now's a good time to add our espresso powder straight in there. Now all that does is enhance the flavors. You're not going to taste it, so do not worry if you don't like the taste of espresso for whatever reason, you won't taste it. And now this is what makes this the ultimate chewy brownie. You're going to add all of that condensed milk straight into your mixture. Now this is essential if you want that chew. Right, now let's go to the table. Now at this point, I'm going to quickly add my sugar while it's still got a little bit of heat because that helps it to dissolve. And the more sugars dissolve in your brownie, the better your skin. So get that all in there.
You have seen.
Now add your eggs. It should be cool enough that your egg doesn't scramble, so you can go ahead and add those in. But before I get my whisk dirty, I'm going to mix in my salt into my flour. So remember, there's a teaspoon of salt in that flour. Now at this point, you want to make sure your oven is preheating at 160 Celsius. Anywhere from 160 to 165 should be fine.
Surrender.
At this point, I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of this lovely vanilla bean paste. You can use vanilla extract, you don't have to use vanilla bean paste, but my goodness. I got this recently and I am absolutely in love.
Feel the bacon's done, the bittersweet perfume.
And now, gently sift in your flour. You wanna fold this in till it's just combined and you don't see any white streaks, then you know you are. So at this point, when you've combined everything into a lovely mixture, you have 2 options. You can get some excess chopped chips and put them in, beautiful. Or you can leave it as it is. I tend to switch between the two. Both are very delicious. So I'm just gonna go as it is. Now the caramel we will do later because the 2 recipes I tried to incorporate the caramel into a swirl, it always blends into the mixture. It extends the cooking time and it just makes it an overall nightmare. So let's just put this in for now and we're just gonna bake that as it is. Give it a few taps. And now straight in the oven. Let's get rid of this because it's gonna burn. You wanna bake it in there for about 20 minutes initially and then start checking with a skewer. You want it to come out a bit crumbly, not really crumbly. You want it to come out wet, but it's got like 1 or 2 crumbs on there, then you know it's good. But after 20 minutes, we'll check it. So in total, it's been about 30 minutes. Mostly wet, but you can see some crumbs starting to form. That is perfect. And now just leave it alone, let it cool completely. Because I didn't get a skin, if you got a skin, you might want to do something else, but it's still going to be the same components. I'm going to put our caramel directly on here like a layer, and then I'm going to cover it with some chocolate. But this time I'm going to do like a ganache rather than tempered chocolate. Easier to cut, but the ingredients are in here. I'll tell you just in a moment. But first, let's get all our caramel straight on there, and then we'll spread it out We don't need a lot, honestly. A thin layer is plenty. We actually have a similar recipe, but we use toffee and we put a lot on there. But a lot of feedback I kept getting was it's just too much toffee, man. Too much in the middle, taken away from the brownie itself, taken away from the chocolate. But yeah, this is plenty. I actually have a little bit less than ideal. If you have about, well, you need about 150 grams worth. That is the perfect amount. I have just about 104 grams here, so I'm a bit short. But that's a me problem. That is not a that is not a you problem. We're trimming the edges off anyway, so I'll focus on the middle just to get those really nicely stuffed. Okay, now let's go to the stove and let's melt this till we get a nice ganache. Now here's the thing, do not worry too much about, look, I've got toffee on here. I actually want that in the chocolate ganache. So I've got butter, I've got some chocolate. You can use dark chocolate, milk chocolate, and mixture. Full weight down in the description as always. And then I have some golden syrup in there as well, and a pinch of salt. And you just want to basically melt that together. That's it. But yeah, don't agitate it too much because you do have caramel underneath, which is now melting, so be careful. And now we're just gonna set this in the fridge. And here we are, our final product. Definitely not what I had in mind when I started, but you know what? It looks pretty good if I can get it out. I've had it setting in the fridge, so it's gonna look interesting. Look at that. Jesus, why is it so goddamn dark?
You can't just ask things why they're dark.
Yeah, I don't know what these are. My guess is something to do with the glucose syrup and the fridge and blah, blah, blah. I don't know, man. I think this is where the caramel is, right here in the middle. So I'm gonna trim off the edge here, like this.
Yeah, but shouldn't you be doing it on a chopping board?
You should be saying, shouldn't you be using the proper knife? Oh, look, I left the handprint right on there. God. There we go. It's much better with a proper knife, guys.
Ooh.
You know?
Ooh.
There we go. So, edges off. And let's see what we're working with. Right, so guys, I realized I didn't show you the recipe for the caramel swirl that I put in there, but it is on our channel as a nice convenient short. I'll link it here. I'll probably link it when I'm putting it in, and yeah, and here. But yeah, check it out. It's super easy to make, but it adds like 6 hours to the process. If you want to make it, yeah, prepare yourself. It's going to take a while, but it's worth it. And so versatile. You can use it for your donut stuffing, which we have done. Same batch. You can use it for obviously your brownies, same batch. It lasts for weeks in the fridge and even longer in the freezer. So yeah, definitely worth making a batch. You won't regret it. And there you have it, guys. Absolutely delicious. And I mean that because I just tasted it. Absolutely delicious brownie. This is a dense, fudgy, chewy brownie. Absolutely mwah, with our delicious salted caramel white chocolate ganache layer in the middle. And then this beautiful chocolate ganache. There's no cream in there, but chocolate ganache that we put on there. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Look at that. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more of these types of videos where we experiment and try and make new things. You know, I don't even know what to call this. You guys name it. What would you call this? Once you make it at home, give it a taste and tell us what you'd call it. Yes, in the comments below. And then we'll name it whoever gets the most likes. We get 0 comments, so I don't know. Give it a shot. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. And we'll catch you in the next one. Enjoy your brownies. Bye.